Almost 5 minutes into this one, San Diego State and Utah State are even at 5 as we welcome you inside the Spectrum alongside the former Gonzaga All-American Dan Dickau. I'm Steve Quist, and so far it's been true to form. We've seen San Diego State playing good defense, turning over Utah State, but not shooting the ball particularly well. And as we look at our storyline on our one-on-one, we have one of the best defending teams in the country against one of the best three-point shooting teams in the nation.
Well, you're absolutely right. San Diego State may be the best defensive team in the country. Opponents shoot a shade under 26%. But on the flip side, Utah State, very good offensive team, creating three-point opportunities. They are top 10 in the country, 9th actually, at shooting just a shade under 41%. Preston Medlin, Spencer Butterfield, you've got to find them in transition, and you've got to find them in the half court.
Steve Fisher is in his 15th season here at San Diego State. Took over the Aztecs in the winter of '99, and he's 2 wins shy of 300 at San Diego State. He's never brought a team into this building here in the Spectrum, which holds over 10,000 and 7 sections. Yes, 7 sections reserved for students alone. This is Taneo Rowland. 1 to shoot and a 3 by Moore, and that's the first misfire, but an offensive rebound by Butterfield. He scores to give Utah State the lead.
And that, in a nutshell, is what Spencer Butterfield does. He gets 50-50 balls, makes extra plays, gives extra possessions to this Utah State team.
Shrigley for 3. Matt Shrigley has now missed his last 9 three-point attempts.
Again, Spencer Butterfield giving them extra possessions. Not only is he a great three-point shooter, but tough, hard-nosed player.
Utah State 10-1 in this building with a 2-point lead over San Diego State, despite the fact they've turned it over 3 times. Moore dishes to Shaw, and he got fouled by Winston Shepard.
Great execution there. Utah State double down action. Marcel Davis drops it down to Jalen Moore on the slip. Make the extra pass. Jared Shaw getting himself to the free throw line. Just unselfish basketball.
First on Shepard, first team foul for San Diego State. So far the refs have swallowed up the whistle almost 6 minutes in. And you're looking at Shaw there, 6'10" senior, the Oklahoma State transfer. One of the better high school players out of Dallas Carter when he was being recruited by Oklahoma State. Suspended this year 5 games in late December for a highly publicized violation of team rules. Missed the Mountain West Conference opener against Air Force. Played in 5 straight since his reinstatement. They really didn't miss him, even though he averaged was 16-1 and almost 8 rebounds. Team went 4-1 without him. Here's Shrigley trying another 3, and he's 0 for his last 10 from out there. Here's Butterfield. He'll take a 3 off the mark. Utah State 1 for 3 on 3s to start. Then they came in 9th in the country, shooting 3s at almost 41%. This guy has been here 16 years. He's won 378 games. He came here in the winter of '98. He's had a pair of 30-win seasons this year in a new league. They were once in the PCAA, renamed the Big West, then the WAC, where they were very successful. Now in the Mountain West Conference, where after 6 games they sit in 9th place.
Well, he's just a very good coach. You talk to coaches throughout not only the West Coast, but throughout the country. Really respect his knowledge of the game, his X's and O's, and also the high character that he has, and the traits that he instills in the players that leaves this program.
Xavier Thames is 1 for 4 to open the proceedings. His first points for a guy who averages 16-9 a game. Coach Fisher talking about how X is playing at an elite level. That's part of the reason why they're off to a 17-1 start, and they won 16 in a row. Rowland drives into traffic, kicks it out under 10 to shoot, and that got blocked there by Skylar Spencer. That's his 46th of the year. Thames handoff to Shepard. Coley will try it from the outside and will miss. And they run down another offensive rebound. They have 9 rebounds. They're 3 of 14 shooting. And that is why they are now up by a point, 9-8.
But you take a look at that possession. An extra rebound gives them an extra possession. All of a sudden you get a secondary pick and roll for Xavier Thames. Gets to the basket. Can't give them extra possessions when they struggle to score the way that they do.
Thames has made his last 2 shots. San Diego State up 1. This is Medlin from the outside. Preston Medlin from Carrollton, Texas. Shoots 45% on threes. He was 0 for 5 in that disastrous performance as a team against UNLV. Makes one there. Here's Akil Quinn, the Northridge transfer, answering with a 3 on the other end.
And he has really come into his own. Coach Fisher really likes the toughness that he brings at the backup point guard position. Pretty much knows what he's going to get. He's a better shooter than they thought he was when he transferred from Northridge.
Paid his own way last year. His mom had to take out a couple of loans, get another job. And he was rewarded this year with a scholarship. And rewarded the Aztecs so far with 6 points a game. 2 teams starting to heat up from the outside. Early on, San Diego State by 1. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. Listen in as the Aggie student body sing the Scotsman about 40 minutes before this game. It's a great environment, Dan Dickow, much like one that you played in back at Gonzaga. Home court advantages by the numbers. The ceiling's so low, by the way, so it's really loud. Utah State in some pretty select company. You saw Kansas, you see Duke right there, the third name, your alma mater, winning almost 93% of the games. This dating back to '99. Michigan State, who got stunned today at home by Michigan, and there are the Utah State Aggies.
It's a list that you wouldn't expect them to be on. That's the elite of the elite. You know, and Utah State is not necessarily known nationally, but on the West Coast, if you talk to other coaching staffs, they know that this is a heck of a basketball program, and this is a tough place to play.
Great environment. The late Rick Majerus once said it's like an Oakland Raider mentality without the knives and the guns. Stop short of calling everyone hooligans. 7th-ranked team in the country has a 1-point advantage over Utah State. Almost 9 minutes has gone by. Of significant note now, a few moments ago, Jared Shaw, the big for Utah State, picked up his 2nd personal. That's staying Utah State's way, but only 13 to shoot.
Well, with Kyle Davis out with his injured knee tonight, that is a tough blow for Jared Shaw to pick up 2 early fouls.
Coming up on 10 to shoot as Tanel Rowland looked back at his bench. And he gives it to Stone, and that is Jordan Stone out of Smithfield, Utah, which is about 9 miles north.
But when you space the floor the way that Utah State does with the shooters that they have, you're going to have pick and roll opportunities. That time, great job finding Stone on the roll for the dunk.
We've talked about him being terrific in the nation in three-point shooting, one of the best assist team, too. Winston Shepard got his own offensive rebound on the putback. That's 6 offensive rebounds now, Dan Dickow, for San Diego State.
And that's keeping San Diego State in this game. But to go back to Utah State, you mentioned it a second ago, how they pass the ball to each other, making assists. They lead the country in percentage of baskets off of assists. That's very impressive.
Coming up again on 10 to shoot. They'll likely take the shot clock inside of 10 each time and try and limit the Aztecs' possessions. And here's a whistle away from the basketball.
So we talked about a pick and roll, and because they're such good shooters, you've got to get out to the three-point line. Stone rolls, Tanel Rowland, great find for the dunk.
Akil Quinn just got called for that personal foul. Jordan Stone only averages 2.7 points per game and nearly 3 rebounds. But again, without Kyle Davis, and he's close to 10 points and close to 9 rebounds a game. Somebody's got to pick up the slack. And we were here for the shoot-around, and they worked out for almost 2.5 hours, did Utah State.
And they got after it. They're ready to play. Stu Morrell said, hey, we got to be ready to play, especially after how we played out UNLV.
Ben Clifford backs in on J.J. O'Brien and scores. He's out of South Jordan, Utah, junior that averages 3 a game. Here's Thames trying to take matters into his own hands. Miss. Another offensive rebound. Shepard the putback. We talked about him being able to get to the free throw line. And that's exactly where that young man's going early in this one.
Great back down here by Clifford. Feels the pressure defensively, spins off it. Little jump hook over the left shoulder.
Foul is on Preston Medlin.
And we see Winston Shepard at the free throw line here. That's something in conference play, shooting 9 free throws per game. He does it in different ways. He gets out in transition, gets himself fouled. He gets to the offensive glass, creates foul opportunities there.
That's
Very
Kendall
versatile
Williams territory, is it not?
It is. Kendall Williams does a great job of creating contact. And with these new rules, it's really helping guys like that.
Kendall Williams got to the free throw line earlier this season 16 times against the San Diego Toreros and went 16 for 16. Wide open for 3 and missing there is Medlin. And we got a foul. You and I will be back here to watch Kendall Williams on Tuesday night. We want to remind you what's coming up prior to that. ESPNU's coverage of college basketball continues with a Sunday night doubleheader at 6. Conference rivals clash as Clemson takes on UNC. The Tar Heels in the ACC Sunday night game of the week. Then at 8, Pac-10 battle between the Cal Golden Bears, UCLA. ESPNU college basketball doubleheader. Both games also live at Watch ESPN. North Carolina going for their 57th consecutive win without a defeat against Clemson at Chapel Hill. Even at 15, 11.5 minutes in. San Diego State shooting just 30% from the field. Haven't shot over 40% in their last 3 games. Only 37% of that win at Kansas and held under 40% in 8 of 18 games. Danny Berger just got whistled for his first foul to give San Diego State possession of the basketball. Berger's quite a story. Collapsed on December the 4th, 2012 in practice, full cardiac arrest. Had to be saved by an AED machine run by the team trainer Mike Williams. Here's Thames, pull-up jumper, and Thames nails it. San Diego State back out in front by 2.
And we're going to see this a lot tonight, especially after made baskets. San Diego State getting into full court pressure.
Aztecs shooting 7 of 21, up 2 on the road at Logan. That is the Aggie faithful. They call them the Herd, and they're singing the Scotsman for about the 3rd or 4th time already. Well, Utah State turned the basketball over 3 times in the opening 90 seconds of this one, but they only have 1 turnover since, so they've cleaned that up. And the Aztecs have won of late despite poor shooting because of all the great defense that they have played this year through their first 18 games.
Well, they're so good defensively, and they create turnovers, as we saw on that last video clip. But the 3 that you looked at there came in different ways. One, Jared Shaw sensed the double team was coming and just lost it. And the other one, double came high and hard with hands active, created it. The third one, 3-quarter court pressure, Xavier Thames. I will take that ball and go the other way.
Again, when you shoot 33%, you can have a 2-point lead almost 13 minutes in if you get on the offensive glass. San Diego State already has 7. That's half of what they have each and every game. Poli off of another turnover from O'Brien. And Utah State committing the foul. That's going to be on Butterfield, and that's his first.
The versatility and length of this San Diego State defense. Poli gets his hands up, creates a deflection. J.J. O'Brien throws it up ahead. Great attack. Dwayne Poli, both ends of the ball.
Be interesting to see how Utah State deals with the pressure. They didn't have a lot of time to prepare. They played a late game on Wednesday at UNLV. They got back here to the Valley on Thursday. They didn't even practice then. So basically they've had today's shoot-around and Friday to figure out a San Diego State team that is at least going to trap you on each possession.
Yeah, they do present a challenge, but the way this team is drilled and coached throughout the year by Stu Morrell, it shouldn't be a big problem for them. They take care of the ball, they run good offense, they space the floor, they execute.
Here's Berger to Shaw, who's back in. Now he has the 2 personal fouls. Backing in on Spencer. Goes around him, and Spencer looked like he had his second block. And instead they're going to whistle the sophomore for a personal foul, and that'll be his first.
Just backing him down. Little up and under. Skylar Spencer, you did get him.
That has been his problem, though. He has gotten himself into foul trouble quite often defending post players this year. So this matchup against Shaw going to be a very interesting one here tonight.
Well, he's still a young player. And as a young player who's a big, who's active, who blocks a lot of shots, you've got to understand and realize when you are already out of position, you don't want to foul because you're already in foul trouble. We've seen a number of times this year he's gotten himself into foul trouble, and he affects this deep team because on the defensive end, they need him in there.
Offensively, Skylar Spencer's 8 for his last 8 from the field. And his 1 block so far in this game gives him 46. This is O'Brien driving the baseline, and O'Brien will score around Ben Clifford.
He's kind of their glue guy. Do a little bit of everything. Can guard 2 through 5. Very underrated. Goes after the ball in the offensive glass.
Only Aztec to have ever set foot in this building. Started his career at Utah, played a game here. Butterfield had it knocked away by Xavier Thames.
Little shot fake, read the defense, attack the chest of Danny Berger to a nice finish. If you're an offensive player with these new rules, attack, attack, attack. You're either going to get yourself a free look at the rim like he did there, or you're going to get put at the free throw line if they put their hands on you.
This is Marcel Davis to Ben Clifford. Utah State misfiring on their 4th 3 attempt. They're 2 for 6. Again, they are 9th best when it comes to shooting threes in the NCAA at 41%, and 9th best in assists. But San Diego State, 2nd in the nation in defending that 3-point field goal at 26%. Quinn over Shaw. And a push. Looks like Marcel Davis with a shove of his number contemporary. It's an afternoon doubleheader of women's college hoops tomorrow. At 1, Memphis faces number 5 Louisville. Then at 3, Auburn battles Florida as part of We Back Pat Week. An ESPNU doubleheader, both games also live on Watch ESPN. Spencer to the free throw line. Perhaps you can hear those fans behind us right now all over the Aztecs. Much like the show is going to be on the 18th of February when Utah State goes into Viejas Arena. Fans are called the herd. We're at 4,534 feet. 40% of the 10,270 tickets are allotted to students. Marcel Davis, 6th in the nation in assist to turnover ratio. No turnovers in his last 50 minutes on the floor. Medlin has it now, again under 10 to shoot. Penetration, kick out, made 1 extra pass as Davis knocked into bounds. Aggies will still have it, but with 4 to shoot. Most times, you'll see these kids wearing blue latex gloves. They're not tonight because of the whiteout. It makes it sound, the claps, more intense. 1 to shoot. Medlin got it off in time and misfired, but they'll say shot clock violation.
But you've got to understand the shot clock. You're the point guard. You should know the clock at all times in all situations. You're inbounding the ball on a baseline out of bounds with 4 seconds. You need to know that.
I get the feeling there's going to be many more opportunities, though, right? Because it does look like the game plan is to slow San Diego State and their offensive touches as O'Brien goes to the bench, giving way to the redshirt freshman Matt Shrigley out of La Costa Canyon High School in Encinitas. Shepard meets the double team in the low post and turned it over. Or did Shaw get a piece of that first? I think Shaw might have got a piece of it. Shaw again playing with 2 personal fouls. He's their leading scorer at 16-1 a game. Right of the lane, Skylar Spencer. Trying to back in on Moore, and he took 1 too many steps.
For a freshman, that was a great defensive possession by Jalen Moore. Hard hedge on the initial pick and roll, took it away, got back to his man, Skylar Spencer, who outweighs him by a good 50 pounds, battled him on the post, created a turnover through a travel.
Moore, just a freshman from up the road in Smithfield, getting an opportunity with Kyle Davis not playing for the 3rd straight game. His dad played here in the early 70s and we're told did not have the Jackie Moon hairdo. Shaw finds another shot on that baseline right and misses again. On the run out here, Shepard behind the back, pull up free throw line, jumper is good.
And there you see Winston Shepard showing a little bit of the versatility. 6'6", good length, able to push it in transition after getting the defensive rebound. What a luxury to have.
Medlin will fire this one before the shot clock even got under 20. Quick trigger there for Utah State, who's now 2 for 7 from beyond the arc. Davis might have got away with an extra step and scores it off the window. And Stu Morrill will call a timeout. Going to take his first half use it or lose it timeout just ahead of the media timeout.
Well, Josh Davis can also push it in transition for a 4-man. That time attacking Jared Shaw, knowing he's got 2 fouls. Jared Shaw does not want to pick up his 3rd and be taken out late in this first half.
While we have a moment, let's take a look at the up-to-the-minute Mountain West Conference standings. You see San Diego State coming in now with a half-game lead. New Mexico got a win at Colorado State, came down to the wire. Nevada, a loser on the road at Wyoming, so Wyoming is 4-2. And Boise State, a rather easy time with San Jose State, who's still looking for their first ever Mountain West Conference win. They're the other new addition along with Utah State to the conference.
Well, there's 2 surprises. Nevada being 5-2, and then UNLV struggling the way they have. People were talking about them potentially winning the league this year. San Diego State, I think, was predicted 4th in preseason, but obviously they are showing they're head and shoulders above everybody else right now.
Now that the league has 11 teams, the top 5 teams are going to bye and won't have to get to Las Vegas as early as everyone else would for the Mountain West Conference tournament. A long way to go. These teams are only a third of the way through what is now an 18-game schedule. So a lot of basketball to go. Shaw still looking for his first made field goal of the game. Butterfield back to Moore, and Moore got position on J.J. O'Brien, and the true freshman scores.
Good seal, but an even better pass from Spencer Butterfield. Understanding, throw the ball at the corner of the backboard, let your big go get the ball, do the work, finish it himself.
Moore has 4, and that's the leading scorer for Utah State. A very balanced attack. That foul is going against Jared Shaw, and that is his 3rd. Comes with 2:54 to go in the first half. Utah State in a little bit of trouble as their leading scorer goes to the bench with 3.
Matt Chick here. Coming up in just a few moments at halftime, we'll have your scoreboard for the Mountain West Conference. Update you on some area scores. The Big Ten battle that leaves only one team from Michigan standing. We'll have that and take you around the top 25. See you at half. Wow.
Thank you, Matt. Festive atmosphere here at the Spectrum in Logan, Utah. 40% of the 10,000 that are expected are students. They've already done the "I believe that we will win" chant that on the backstory was actually first heard at a Navy football game back in 2003, adopted here in 2009, and then adopted at Viejas Arena in 2010. Great chant, a lot of energy in the building.
Well, we've done games in both arenas now, and I'll tell you what, they're impressive in both arenas.
Dakari Allen get an opportunity, a 6'5" freshman of Sacramento. Played 17 minutes at San Jose State the other night, which the Aztecs blew out the Spartans at a 32-2 run in that game and won by 25 to get to 6-0, their best ever conference start in the Division I era. And they've opened up an 8-point advantage here, but Winston Shepard just got whistled for his second. Jared Shaw got called for his third, so he'll have an extended period on the bench here for Stu Morrill.
And one thing that's very impressive about San Diego State, as good as they are defensively, they don't foul. That's only their 5th personal foul in the first half. They do a good job of guarding without putting their hand on the guy creating a foul.
Tanel Rowland. This is a senior from Louisville. Rolling around the Stone pick. On the pick and roll to Stone, nothing there. Inside of 10 to shoot again. Another great bounce pass inside to Stone, and he slams it home.
Great find off the pick and roll to Stone, but if you're Winston Shepard, you are late on your weak side rotation. He's got to get there early.
They have 7 assists already. San Diego State has 1 assist in the game. Here's Thames around the Davis pick. Will shoot the 3 and will miss front of the rim. Davis, what a great offensive rebound. And a dish to Allen, and Allen got fouled. First on Jalen Moore.
Heck of a sequence after Josh Davis comes up with the loose ball. Over to Allen. Jalen Moore not giving up the easy buckets.
It is amazing, the 2 great rebounders in the Mountain West Conference, Roscoe Smith at UNLV, and then Josh Davis. I mean, he's out there. I mean, both guys look like the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man that you would see on top of most of your oil change places. You got arms, limbs, everything going to get that ball.
Well, Josh Davis has a motor that just won't quit. That's why NBA scouts love him. 12 consecutive games of double-figure rebounds. He's limited offensively. He knows it, so he makes up for it by going to the offensive glass every possession.
Utah State might be better with Shaw on the bench. Penetration by Rowland, he missed, but right there is Stone to get the basket and the foul.
Well, San Diego State has hurt Utah State on the boards. Jordan Stone giving the Aztecs a little bit of their own medicine. He's been a huge spark off the bench tonight.
Playing out of his mind. He's the leading scorer off the bench. He's got 6 points, 3 of 3 shooting. And again, Shaw was 0 for 3 shooting. Coming up on a minute to go, the lead is now 6 for San Diego State. Rowland from just outside the free throw line. Butterfield. And he knocks it down from the baseline. Got some assists from Stone. And a timeout by San Diego State. All that skeletal girth by Stone, just bringing 2 bodies together to assist and make that an open shot. Well, it is coaches versus cancer, suits versus sneakers. And Stu Morrill's wearing the sneakers, but not the suit. He was asked about maybe wearing a white suit like Rick Pitino. He said, I'm not going to worry about wearing white myself. I guess I could. Rick Pitino, he wore a white suit, but that would take a lot of material that I don't have right now.
Well, I think he made a good choice. He's a great basketball coach, and he's not too worried about his fashion statements.
Funny guy. Enjoyed talking to him.
He was great at shoot-around. If you go through their media guide and read about what other coaches, but more importantly, what former players have said about him, so many people have such high respect and loved playing for Stu Morrill.
I mean, you got to be good to be a head basketball coach at 3 different stops for 27 consecutive years. Started at Montana, Colorado State, and now here at his 16th year. Floater by Thames off the mark. Aztecs again under 40%. An alarming trend, even though they're 17-1.
That was a 2-for-1 situation. I like what Thames was trying to do there, so they get one more crack at it at the end of this half.
Stone turned it over, recognized the double team, tried to pass it away. And another turnover for the Aggies, their 7th of the first half.
Utah State has got to make sure they keep the Aztecs off the glass at the end of this half.
Thames is 3 for 10 shooting with 8 points in the first half. Here's Davis against Stone, driving in, putting it up. Miss. Spencer got the rebound, put it up. Tip won't go. And that's the end of the first half. 7th-ranked San Diego State has a 4-point lead at the half, but getting all they can handle from Utah State. Let's go to Matt Schick and Adrian Branch in the studio.
Yeah, guys, we didn't expect this to be easy for San Diego State, and it certainly hasn't been so